Hello, my YouTube world. This is Johnny Mo coming to you with an update video. Wanted to give you an update what happened. I took my treadmill test last week. Also got released to go back to work last week. Definitely some eye-opening things there. The ticker pumps out and receives blood good, and that's what we wanted. So we got that on. We're getting the blood pressure down. I've lost 9 pounds in 2 weeks, and I'm feeling a little bit better. We're starting to get into the swing of things here. It rained a lot last week, so it saturated the lawns. This week it got cold, and so I think I'm going to start next week. You know, I've already went out and did, you know, a little bit of something, not really, but that's where we're at. You know, the heart thing, you know, is looking better and better every day. Also wanted to go out and give Stanley a plug for his book. I want to encourage you guys to go over. I know he's giving the book away for free. And if you'll do like an Amazon review or something. Personally, I bought the book. He offered it to me. I don't like to receive anything, honestly, that I didn't pay for. And the only reason why I say that, because it means nothing to me if you give it to me. You know what I mean? If you just give it to me, that means I didn't sacrifice anything. That means I didn't value the information enough for me to go buy it. You had to give it to me to read it. And to me, that doesn't say anything. I really enjoy the book. I'm about 3/4 of the way through it. Been reading it. And I can honestly say I think this book is for everybody. I think that you should go buy this book and buy it. Don't just go in there and, you know, just get it for free. I would buy the book. And there's some books that I read every year. Every year I read The Tale of Two Kings. I love that book. I read a book, How to Make $300 in a Day. I read that book every year. And so there's some other books that I read. Obviously, I read the Bible every year. And also, you know, Stanley's book is a very good book. I think that you should, and also Keith Kalfas, I think you should go check out those books. I think Stanley's doing himself a misjustice by only charging like $8.95 or $8.99 or $7.99, whatever the book is. But I think that book could be sold for $29.99. There's a lot of great information there. Some of it doesn't apply to me because where I'm at in business, but I definitely can glean from the different chapters that I've read from. And I want to encourage you to do also. Also, I want to go through in this video some of the things that you should be doing right now as far as, you know, the beginning of the year. It's the beginning of the year. You know, we're about to enter into the second quarter of the year. The first quarter is basically, you know, January, February, March. Now, once we hit April 1st, it's boom, it's on. Some of you guys are already mowing out there. You're already starting to kick around a little bit. I'll be out about April 1st. I did one little pruning here recently, but that's about it. But some of the things that I want to encourage you to do, because your phone is going to ring in the spring. As soon as the sun starts to really heat up, and then all of a sudden that week where people are mowing grass, that week when they're mowing grass, when you start hearing the mowers in the neighborhood, that first week, that's when your phone's going to start ringing off the hook. And I want to encourage you. I want you to be first to the property to get an estimate, and I want you to be able to give an estimate right there on the spot. You know, we have all these fancy things that we do, and, you know, we want to make sure that we don't miss a thing. Listen, make things simple. Make your estimating very simple. Have formulas, have programs so that once somebody stops you, sure, I could take a look at that and give you an estimate right now. And also have a sheet, not something you got to go home, fill it out, and then email it back. Have a sheet that is right there and ready so that they can, you know, physically see the price and you can give it to them right on the spot, because generally the first person's going to win the bid. Now, there are going to be some tire kickers in there, but here, let me show you what I have here. I'll be right back. Let me roll over to the other side of my office. And I've shown you this stuff here before. But what I like to do is I like to have this sheet. And on this sheet of paper, everything that I have that I do is listed. For instance, lawn mowing and lawn applications. I take the square foot. I have a little formula for a square foot. And then I put the mowing price, the application price. I have a maintenance side, which is right here in the middle. I don't know if you can see that, but pruning, edging, mulching, other things that we do, snow removal, driveway, sidewalks, parking lot, and salting. And then I add it all up, and I have special instructions. And, you know, the above prices specifications and conditions are satisfactory and are hereby accepted. You are authorized to do the work as specified above. Signature of application and the date. So what happens is they sign it. I leave them the white. I take the yellow home for my records, and I put them right into my little computer program as a new customer, and then I put them right on the lawn schedule or whatever schedule that we need. Make sure that you're streamlining your business. Make sure that you're making things as easy as possible. And this is one of the ways. I don't come home, print it out, then send it back or overlook. I just take it in, take a calculator, measure out the lawn, length times width, measure out the beds, how much mulch, time out the pruning, boom, boom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can cut those five bushes in 20 minutes and then go around, add up the hours, add your hourly rate to the hours, add a stop charge, maybe $20, $30, $40, $50, whatever you want to put a stop charge on. And then just let them know right there on the spot. So that way they're not waiting. And in the meantime, if someone's more organized than you and they're desperate, let me give you an example. I did a bid last week. And this guy was desperate for a mowing guy. He'd called some companies, they didn't show up. So he called me, I showed up. It was in the kind of the area that I have lawns in. So I said, I'm going to take a look at this property. I mean, he was really, he was an older gentleman that really wanted this off his plate. And no one had been showing up. And I'm sure if I would have just measured the lawn and said, let me get back to you. If someone came between the time I'll get back to you until I return the phone call, I can guarantee you this. I wouldn't have got that lawn because he wanted a fair price and he wanted to know that everything was going to be okay. And I instantly gave him a price, looked at it, everything was good. Now you say, John, do you have everyone sign? I didn't used to, but now I do. And the reason is because if you have to go to court, say someone gets behind on you and you got to go to court, and this signature of acceptance is like a signed contract saying that you agreed to that mowing price and the frequency of it, every week. And I try to state as much as I can. See, I left right here some instructions, special comments instructions. I write in there, your mowing price will be done weekly. Your applications will be done 4 times a year. And I write that in there. And then when they signature of acceptance, so when you start doing the work, there's no way that they can really say, well, I wasn't quite sure. Now, if you have a verbal thing with them, then you got to prove, hey, listen, did he accept or didn't he? Well, here's the signature and the date that he signed it. It's very important because these days things are getting very hairy and people don't like to keep their word sometimes. And as you start to transition from generation to generation, I can tell you that the older generations, they pass on, very good at paying. They want to get you paid right away. As my generation and the baby boomers start to come up behind them, they're a little bit more fuzzy on the numbers. You know what I mean? If I have a problem, it's generally with the younger of the baby boomers, the not quite retired but just about there. They like to get fuzzy numbers and they like to throw in extra stuff there, here and there, and it's better just to get a signature. But having said all that, make sure that you can have a streamlining of systems. I have a billing program. I use Gopher. Last couple days I've been inputting all my lawn accounts in there by the day that I want to do them, Monday through Friday, and then it puts them in order, and then I schedule them for the year. And if it rains one day, I just push postpone, and then it'll in the little calendar pop up to what date. It'll even actually do it for you next day, and you can push yes. Or if it's going to rain for a couple days, you postpone a couple days. And you know what? I found that this program really works well for me. Number one, the reason why I like it so much. Now, they've updated it recently. I did not update mine. And I'll tell you what, I don't like when things are messed with. When things are perfect, leave it alone. It works perfect for me. The older version of 2006 version works very well for me. I really enjoy it. And it's just perfect for what I'm doing. I like to have a hard copy. I don't want to have to go on the internet to do everything. I just don't like all that information out there in cyberspace just to have it out there. It's just something I do. I think that is the wave of the future. Someday I may have to, convert over. But as of right now, I like to have a hard copy when I come home from my day's worth of work. All you got to do is push complete, and it'll say all jobs yes, or you can mark the ones that you didn't complete and, delete that job or postpone it, or, make a comment why. But having gone through that, it's important to streamline. It's very important that you streamline everything you do. Make it as easy as possible, because going out and doing estimates shouldn't be this huge, stressful thing where you got to go, figure it out, come home, and figure it out some more, and then by the time you get back to them, it's almost too late. They've already found somebody. So streamline it. Get yourself a nice program. Scheduling for me is easy. I got one more day to schedule, and that's Friday. And I was leaving Friday open a little bit because I was going to see how many lawns I'm actually going to put on Friday. So today I'll probably finish up my Friday schedule, and that'll be it. I'll be scheduled for the rest of the year. On Monday morning when I get up, I'll come in, I'll spit that little schedule out. I'll go in, time out all day, and then I'll come home. I'll push complete all jobs, and boom, it'll be ready for invoice. And so every week that goes by at the end of the month, I'll be able to just click, generate invoices, and say all of them, and I'll say yes, and it'll start shooting it out the printer there, and just click, boom. It takes longer to fold them and put the envelope in than it does to actually, generate them, if you can keep up with them. And so that's just some things that you should be thinking about right now. How to make this year as easy as possible, especially you solo guys, or you guys that have maybe 1 or 2 employees. You want to make things run as smooth as absolutely possible. Also, this time of year, you're dealing with taxes. Some of you that just started up, probably not a big deal. But I will say this. Taxes can be a big deal. Make sure that you have a good accountant. Make sure, at least by July, what I like to do is I like to get all of my expenses and all of my income and take a look to see where I'm at, how they balanced out, what do I really owe, and send them a check. Don't wait till April 15th when you didn't have a good winter, and then all of a sudden you got to pay all these taxes, and you're like screaming at yourself like, oh my goodness, what did I do? Da, 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 da. Make sure that you're taking a look at the functionality of your business, meaning you're looking at the cost of goods, the COGS of your business. You're taking a look at the expenses, the outgo, and the income. Make sure that you're not going to owe a lot of money, so you don't sit down in April or March and go, oh, I got screwed by taxes. Oh, man. Even the best well-laid plans, sometimes you'll still get hit hard. But that's what I like to do around July. And this is the time to really start thinking about that, probably about a couple weeks ago. But because I had been so sick, I haven't been able to put this video out. So just to recap, doing well, getting back to exercising. I've lost almost 9 pounds in 2 weeks. Go out and get Stanley's book, pay for it. And I'm not plugging that. He's actually giving it away for free. I chose to go on this site and actually pay for the book because I think it's worth money. I think the information he's putting out is worth money. Make sure that you're getting out there. Make sure you're always carrying a business card. Make sure that you're always answering your phone. Try to be the first to return the phone call. Also try to be first to give the estimate. Streamline your estimate process. You can get these made up at any your local stores. I like to use local businesses here. My print shops here. Obviously, you can use print shops online. I just feel like if you go to a local print shop, you're not going to pay that much more. And secondly, they'll help give you business. Like my print shop has sent business my way because I get all my printing done. These are just quick fill outs. Mowing price, boom, boom, just quick fill outs. I don't have to write a lot of information. And you want to make it as easy as possible and to get that stuff done as quickly as possible. Streamline your billing. Try to make it as easy as possible for you to access your billing. Get your billing out there on time. I like to have mine out on the first of the month or however you want to do it. Some people bill for 2 weeks. I bill monthly. It's worked out well for me all these years, and that's about 20 years. So that's my time, guys. Enjoyed spending this time with you. Now get ready to go out and work, 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 work.